Hey everybody, I hope you're doing all right today. Today I'm making a little bit different of a video. I kind of wanted to touch on something that's being talked about a lot in the gacha space and has been for a while since Arknights Enfield came out. But that is talking about our gacha system in this game. So, if for some reason you don't know, this has probably the most polarizing gacha system in the space um, as of right now, and for good reason. It changed a lot of industry standards. It's doing a lot of things that we don't really expect anymore, and not necessarily in a good way. Um, but I do see a lot of discourse online where people are criticizing the gotcha system using facts and numbers and kind of proof, and there's a lot of people who are defending the gotcha system and saying, well, it's better than Wuthering Waves, or it's better than Genshin Impact, and this and that. And I'm kind of here today to say, like, it's not. It's just not. Like, I'll be the first one to sit here and tell you, Arknights Enfield is by far my favorite gotcha game. I started playing this game because I heard that the game was bad. And whenever there's a piece of media that's overly polarizing, whether it's in a good or a bad way, I like to experience it for myself before I see too much discourse, because I don't want to get that brain bug where, well, so and so says it's bad, so I'm just going to have a bad experience from the start and nitpick it and have a bad time. I wanted to see what it was like for myself because I like gotcha games. You like gotcha games. That's why you're here. And I ended up loving it. Like, the PlayStation port is fucking phenomenal. Like, it looks beautiful. It runs perfect. It barely ever drops frames. It never crashes. Other games in the space like Wuthering Waves, the PlayStation port specifically is pretty dog shit. Like, it crashes multiple times a day. Like, I don't think I've had a single day of playing it on the PlayStation 5 where it hasn't crashed 5 times a day at least. And I have a PlayStation 5 Pro too. Like, it's not me, it's not my internet, it's just not a great port. But like, that being said, I'm here to talk about Arknights Enfield, not other games. With that being said, I will come out and just straight up say this so you know my stance on this. Wuthering Waves is absolutely the best gotcha game in the space. I don't think we can deny that. They put the utmost quality into their story, in their worlds, and their graphics, and their gameplay. It's great. There's a reason everybody's talking about it right now. Um, but I'm a firm believer that two things can be true. Wuthering Waves can be, you know, the best gotcha game in the space, and I do believe that. And it can also not be my favorite. And that's true for everybody. Arknights Enfield is my favorite. I have the most fun playing it. It doesn't change the fact that the gotcha system in Arknights Enfield is not good. So let's get a little bit into that and why I say that and what I mean by that. Um, so, I mean, to start it off, it's not all bad. I don't believe anything's all bad or all good. For the gotcha system in Arknights Enfield, the main thing I want to address at the start, before I get into the good and the bad, is the 120 guarantee on hard pity. People will say, well, you know, you might not like our gotcha system, but it only takes us 120 pulls to get a limited character, as opposed to Genshin Impact, that's 180. Wuthering Waves, it's 160. And the thing is, while that is true, numbers are superficial, and I hope you guys can understand this. It could be 20 pulls to guarantee the hard pity, but if it takes 40 hours or multiple patches to get 1 or 2 pulls, it doesn't matter if it's 20 or 120. The amount of time and the currency given to us is the same. Again, numbers are superficial. They could call it anything. It could be 5 pulls. and it doesn't matter because it takes me 2 months to get a pull. Does that make sense? I hope you guys can understand that. So that's not necessarily a good or a bad thing. It's just the system that Hypergriff has made up for Arknights Enfield. Um, and it's really just a fact of numbers. So it is just whatever. It doesn't really matter. But to get into the good, I'm going to start off with the good here because there is some good that I really enjoy. Um, the fact that the weapon banners last for 3 banners instead of 1 and done, I think is a really good thing. Because a lot of these other gacha games really give me FOMO, where it's like, man, I really want that weapon, and I know if I don't get it within the next 20 days, I'm not going to be able to get it again for 6 months to a year. And my new favorite character is not going to be as good as she should be, and every time I play this game, that's all I'm going to be able to think about. So the fact that they give you 3 patches, or 3 banners, to get that weapon, and it's guaranteed at 80, I do think it's a good thing. Although it is kind of offset by the fact that if you get an early 5-star on the character banner, well, now, shit, I can't get my weapon. I didn't get enough currency. And my options are throw pools at the wall, hoping I'm getting enough 6 stars to guarantee my weapon when I am going to be losing multiple 50-50s. But I do appreciate that it sticks around for a while. So if you're not in that situation and you have the currency and you are able to guarantee it, well, now you can take some time and maybe you can get some potentials on that weapon, or you can just chill and play at your own pace and get the weapon in 2 banners instead of this one because it doesn't bother you that much. So I do really appreciate that they do that for us. In the same hand, characters also go to the off-rate banner for 2 banners. And I like that too, because if you have a character like, let's say Camille or something, where, well, I think he's cool, I like his story, I kind of want him, I don't have enough currency saved up, or I'm waiting and saving for Arcane or something, well, you can comfortably skip him, wait and see how things go for you in your account, and if you do pull for Arcane and you lose your 50-50, well, you could turn that into a good experience because, well, now I just got Camille when I lost my 50-50. The chances of that are pretty low, but it's still a chance, and I've seen it happen, and I'm sure it's happened to some of you. So that is a really, cool thing that I don't see a lot of other games doing, and it does kind of alleviate that FOMO a little bit for a character when you don't necessarily want them. Like, that might be something I end up doing for Lino here, because I'm not sold on if I want her or not. I'm saving for Sue. That's just how it goes. And that being said, this game does do something else that's pretty cool. So, you get your dossier, and you get your free 10 pull every banner. So, once you pull, I think it's 20 or 30 times, you get a free 10 pull. And then I think once you hit 50 or 60, you get a dossier, which gives you a free 10 pull on the next banner. So if you're pulling up to the dossier on every banner, I mean, the hard pity drops down from 120 to 100, basically, because 10 of those pulls are free, and 10 of them are from a dossier you got on the last banner, if you got the last character. So, again, like I said, numbers are superficial, but it is something worth mentioning that they do make it a little bit easier to hit that hard pity for you. That is kind of all the good things I have to say about it. There's a lot more bad than good in this gacha system, I think. But let's hop right into it. The fact you can lose multiple 50-50s on the way to your hard pity is horrible. We all hate it. Nobody likes it. Nobody's gonna believe you if you say you like it. It's terrible. How many times in this game have you gotten 5 6-star weapons just trying to get your 1 copy of your character's weapon, and you had to spend 80 pools when you had so many times before that to win I think it's 25-75 on our weapon banner? Regardless, you've lost it so many times, and it feels bad. Like, it's cool you're getting a bunch of 6 stars, but it doesn't matter. because it's not the one you wanted. It's just a bunch of garbage. Um, and the same thing happens on the way to the character. You've lost multiple 50-50s trying to get to your character. It's a bad feeling, man. It really is. Like, it shouldn't be possible. And this game isn't any cheaper than any other game, so I don't really see why they felt the need to implement that system, or why we would have fun engaging with that system. Um, and the same token, like, an early win on the character banner is cool, right? Maybe you got the new character in your first 10 pool. You got Arcane in your first 10 pool with your dossier. You didn't have to spend anything. That's awesome, right? How are you going to get her weapon? Because all you got was 2,000 Arsenal tokens, and if you also win that 10 pool, you're just a god on earth. You got the character and their weapon for basically free. That's awesome. And I'm sure that's happened to a lot of people too. But that's definitely not the average. And what's going to happen a lot is you're going to win. You're going to get your character. And you're going to be like, well, damn, I don't have enough to get their weapon. I lost everything on my 10 pool. Maybe I got multiple 6 stars and didn't get my weapon. Who knows? But it feels bad. And now you're at a juncture where you have to choose, do I keep throwing my pools into a banner I don't care about because potentials in this game really aren't that big of a deal? Or do I just wait because the weapon banner sticks around for a while and I can roll on the next character and then maybe I'll get this weapon, but then the problem with that is, well, now that I got Arcane's weapon from last banner, I still didn't get Lino's weapon from this banner, and the cycle is just infinite. You're going to constantly be getting the new character and the old character's weapon, and you're never going to catch up. Without spending money, that is. So it doesn't feel fun to engage with. When you win big. But when you lose, which is often, you lose big. And it's not a great feeling. The fact that the pity does not carry over to the next banner like other games makes me feel very not confident when rolling for a character. In other games, doesn't matter which one, because they all have pity that carries over pretty much. If I'm like, I do want this character, I don't want her bad enough to sit here and grind out 120 pools. Let me just throw my 40 pools at the wall and see what happens. And sometimes you win those situations and you feel really good. And sometimes you lose, but you're not that upset about it because, well, I know that these 40 pools count for the next character I do want. Or that 50-50 I just lost on this banner means I get to guarantee the next character I do want. And, that's a good feeling. That's a good way to engage with the system. Like, how many of you guys have been like, well, Hard Pity's 160 in Wuthering Waves. I was able to save up 150. I lost my 50-50. I'm feeling bad, but I only need 10 more pools. Let me just throw, 10, 15 bucks at the wall and just get my character. When you feel comfortable and confident spending that money like that because you know that you're guaranteed to get value from it, isn't that a good thing? Don't you guys agree that's a good thing? I don't ever want to do that in this game. And that's never going to be a situation we have because it's just not really worth it. Even if you did get 110 pools in and not your 6-star, and you're 10 away and you want to buy 10 pools off the shop to get your character, you still can't get the weapon. In other games, like Wuthering Waves, you can get an early character, which is great. That feels great. And now you have so much currency, you can just throw it at the weapon banner because you know for a fact that when you see that 5-star animation, you are guaranteed to get the thing that you want. You're not going to lose a 50-50. You're not going to feel bad. You're only going to feel good. And I think that's important when an entire game's livelihood depends on this business model working or not working. And kind of the last thing I wanted to touch on is the game doesn't give out a lot of free currency. I've explored all of Valley 4. I've explored all of Wuling except for the city. You can see that here. I've recorded myself doing some exploration gameplay here, just getting some of the chests and stuff I haven't gotten over time. And, you know, even with all that, I haven't gotten that much. Like, I mean, I've only started the game, what, a month, 2 months ago? Not that long. And in that time, I was able to complete every event, every endgame mode, pretty much all the exploration. And the amount of stuff you get, just, it really isn't that much. And being a free-to-play player is a little bit harder in this game when you want the new characters. And the problem is, I feel like the best way to engage with the gacha system in Arknights Enfield is to genuinely just not. Like, half the time, I forget it's even there. I just turn it off. Like, I don't use it. I don't look at my orbals because I don't care. I wait till a character comes around because I know I have enough saved up to get them. Because I'm only spending when a character comes around that not only do I want, but I'm guaranteed to get because I don't believe in expiring pity. And it's just not a great system when the best thing about your gacha system is pretending it's not there. You know, we play these games not only because the game itself is good. Arknights Enfield is an amazing game. If this was just a console JRPG for $60, I would easily buy this. But we also play these because we like engaging with the gacha system. It's fun. It's fun to save up over time and get the character you want and build a new character. And, you know, you didn't spend a dime and you felt like, ha, I cheated the system. You didn't get $1 out of me. And that's not really here in this game. And it's a real shame because Arknights Enfield is a wonderful game. It's tons of fun. And I wish more people would play it. And I hope that Hypergriff changes some things around to make it more fun and easy to play. And I think they have been doing that with the 1.4 update. They added a lot more things. The story was great. The zones are great. I think the factory system is great, personally. But that's kind of all I wanted to touch on and talk about today. You guys let me know what you thought down below. I tried not to be too negative, but when you're talking about this game's gacha system, there's nowhere else to go, really. But let me know what you guys thought down below. Bye-bye.